Respected Dr. Sugato Dutt sir, Principal Chief Conservator and Forest Secretary, Salvan Club, Sri K. Chidambaram sir, Principal Chief Conservator and Forest and President, Salvan Club, Sri Dr. G. Christopher sir, Senior Scientist and Research Coordinator, Mahatma Gandhi University, Dr. T. Sekhar sir, Principal Chief Conservator and Forest, retired, and Sri Seva Singh sir, Additional Principal Chief Conservator and Forest and Director, Tamil Nadu Forest Academy, Coimbatore. On behalf of Director, Tamil Nadu Forest Academy, I welcome to you all dignitaries and all the officer trainees from KSOS and Tamil Nadu Forest Academy. As all of you know that we are here to commemorate the life and contribution of T. Jaydev sir in forest service. Now, I would like to share a brief history of life of T. Jaydev sir. Mr. T. Jaydev sir was born on 28 February 1921 in Pondicherry and was brought up in Coimbatore. He completed his BSc Honours in Chemistry in Presidency College. He joined as Forest Service in April 1944. After completing the preliminary training, he was posted as Assistant Conservator and Forest and Instructor at Madras Forest College. Later, he served as Divisional Forest Officer, Kodappa South Division, DFO Nellore and DFO Madurai. He was deputed for professional training in tropical forestry in USA in June 1955. He was deputed UK in 1959 for 3 months. He served as Chief Conservator and Forest and implemented successfully various plan schemes under 3, 4 and 6 years plans in Tamil Nadu, giving importance for protection and production forestry. During his services at Nagaland, he created a zoo at Kohima. He was retired in February 1979. In the history of Tamil Nadu Forest Department, he is the only forest chief with 17 years standing, which is an all-time record in Tamil Nadu forestry. Now I would like to request all the dignitaries and all the officers, trainees from KSOS and Tamil Nadu Forest Academy to stand up and pay respect for Tamil Thai Valtu.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெளிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கனமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறமியழ்ந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே. நன்றி.
Now, I would like to request all the respected guests on the dais for lighting up the Deepam and initiate the auspicious event of Sri T. Jaydev Memorial Lecture. Sparkle in every forester. Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhana sampada Satru Buddhi Vinashaya Dipo Jyoti Namastute. I salute the Supreme who is the light in the lamp that brings auspiciousness, prosperity, good health, abundance of wealth and the destruction of intellect's enemy.
Good morning and a very warm welcome to everyone present here at T. Jadev Memorial Lecture 2023. I am profoundly delighted to take an opportunity to introduce Dr. Sugato Dutt, IFS, PCCF retired, and Secretary, Sylvan Club. As an IFS officer, he has managed restoration of forested ecosystems, including wildlife, as policy analyst, reviewed impacts of climate change, mitigation and adaptation practices, blue-green cover at varied geographic scales. He has also remained a keen observer of global and domestic policy dialogue on this front. So without consuming any time, I would request Mr. Sugato Dutt to please come up on the podium.
A very good morning to all present here today. Esteemed Additional PCCF and Director Tamil Nadu Forest Academy, our chief guest for today. Esteemed Thiru Chidambaram sir, retired PCCF and President of the Sylvan Club. Respected Dr. T. Shekhar, Principal Chief Conservator, retired from the Tamil Nadu cadre. Dr. Christopher, Senior Scientist at the Mahatma Gandhi University at Kottayam. Director CASFOS and faculty of the Tamil Nadu Forest Academy, very dear officer trainees, both from the Tamil Nadu Forest Academy as well as from the CASFOS. It's a sheer pleasure to be amongst you today, this morning, as we, former foresters, or rather lifelong foresters, but dedicated to the cause of forestry for life, members of the Sylvan Club, we welcome you all to the annual Jayadev Memorial Lecture in very, very cherished memory of Thiru Jayadev's longest serving Chief Conservator of Forests, or rather Head of Department, in the annals of the history of the Tamil Nadu Forest Department. As you have already been very well introduced, Thiru Jayadev has a very distinguished career. Some of you may or may not recall, it began as an instructor of the then Madras Forest College, today the Tamil Nadu Forest Academy. And of course, he went on as a very able administrator, standing up for all the correct and right functions of every one of his subordinates, and at the same time contributing richly to the traditions of forestry. We will remember him not only as one of our finest officers, but also we will remember him for starting some very significant trends in the way forestry was done within, of course, then Madras Presidency and eventually Tamil Nadu state. For instance, he initiated the declaration at Kalakad of the lion-tailed macaque sanctuary. And then he was the first, well before Project Tiger started, to think of a tiger sanctuary in Mundanturai. The two combined together stand as the southernmost and perhaps one of the most rich in biodiversity among the Project Tiger in the entire country. Not only that, of course, he contributed to farm forestry, he contributed to several other wonderful programs, and he stood like a shield to all the officers, now so much far accomplished today. These are a few words, of course, we would like to place before you. We have a very wonderful series of lectures today from officials or keen forestry figures who have been involved with the way forestry has evolved and with the way in which interaction with the people, today so important, has also evolved in the state. But more about that later. We will proceed, I think, with a felicitation of the guests of honor today. So on behalf of the Sylvan Club, we would like to felicitate our very esteemed Additional PSC Chef and Director TNFA, Sri Sheva Singh ji. Please give a round of applause for the Director. Again, felicitations to another very distinguished officer, one of the founders of the Tamil Nadu Afforestation Program, and this Dr. Thiru K. Chidambaram sir, retired PCC. Round of applause also for Dr. T. Shekhar, who will be speaking to us. And again, warm greetings and applause for Dr. Christopher. I request Thiru K. Chidambaram sir to kindly address the audience as President of the Sylvan Club. Sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sugato, Secretary Sylvan Club. Good morning to all of you. Actually, I stand before you with a lot of pride because I am more associated with this campus. I was Dean SFRC College. Earlier, it was SFRC before Academy was formed. In that Southern Forest Rangers College, I was the first dean, and we did lot of innovating things. This SFRC building, it was earlier property of Government of India. Later, it was transferred to state government, Tamil Nadu. After it was taken over by the Tamil Nadu government, we were posted, we were running the show, but range officer trainees were not coming, not deputed to this college because this was state government, and the allotment was made by DFE. DFE was part of Government of India. So we were running the show with the training program exclusively conducted for in-service training for foresters and range officers of Tamil Nadu. We renovated this building, lot of renovation works and lot of academic works like revision of outdated syllabus, etc. It was done during that time. Then after a stint here as Dean, I was part of faculty in SFS College, which was earlier SFS College, now CASFAS. I was faculty for about 3 years. Then I worked as a silviculture head in IFGTB also. That way I had a very long association in this campus, and particularly I was Dean SFRC, which was the most interesting part of my career because I spent time with the young trainees who are supposed to be shaped for facing the challenges of future. So that way I feel really proud to have spent time here as Dean SFRC. Then one interesting thing about SFRC, which I think perhaps most of you may not be aware of. It was started very long back as Madras Rangers Forest College, and subsequently it was renamed as SFRC. So many range officers who got trained here, they were working in different states of India. When they happened to visit Coimbatore, they ensured that they make a visit to this building, which is supposed to be the Mecca of forestry, as considered by those passed out officers. And you will be wondering to see the kind of vibration they get when they entered into this building. It so happened to even the faculty who served there also had similar kind of vibration when you entered into this building, because it was treated as a temple of forestry, Mecca of forestry, we used to say. So I had my personal experience when I was dean here. One gentleman from UP, after his retirement, probably he visited here as a tourist. When he entered, he kneeled down before that, in the portico, and worshipped the building, and then he entered. So that was the reverence they had. So same sort of feeling you will also have after you have served in your respective states. When you come back after some time, you should have a similar feeling. Hope you will have the similar feeling. This I just wanted to share. And the main program of today is Mr. Jaydev's memorial lecture. Why we have this program in this very campus? Mr. Jaydev, as I think one of the trainees, our secretary, all gave a good briefing about the importance of Mr. Jaydev's service as a forest officer, veteran forest officer. He was known for his contribution as working plan officer. In those days, spending time as working plan officer is and was considered as the time given opportunity for them, career opportunity for them, because they used to put their soul into it, and they will bring out a kind of scientific document. In that direction, Mr. Jaydev, he had written a working plan for entire Nilgiris, and there was so many views and debate about the ecosystem status, ecological status of shoreline grassland system. There were many working plan officer, early C.S. Ranganathan, a famed IG, and he also had written here one working plan. So many officers. So he is known for his individual view about the ecological status of Nilgiris shoreline versus grassland system. So that is a kind of contribution he gave to the cause of wildlife and forestry. So it was most befitting and proper to conduct his centenary celebrations last year, and the family members of Mr. Jaydev, they wanted to have Mr. Jaydev's memory in the minds of young forest officers or serving forest officer, retired forest officer. So whose glory of Mr. Jaydev has to be remembered by all the young forest officers. So it is most befitting to have this memorial lecture here, and also to release the annual memoir of Sylvan Club 23. This memoir was contributed by various Sylvan Club officers, and that has been brought into shape of a memo which will be released here by the chief guest. So, and Mr. Jaydev family, they thought it is their privilege to sponsor such programs in the name of Mr. Jaydev. So, they are the main sponsor, and we thought instead of conducting in Chennai, it is most prestigious to have this program conducted in the campus of TNFA, Tamil Nadu Forest Academy, as well as officers CASFAS. So that's how we conducted, we have assembled here. So with these few words, I thank you all once again for this opportunity, and I also thank Director TNFA, Director CASFAS, and their faculty members for extending their cooperation for the successful conduct of the programs. I exclusively thank Mr. G. Chandrasekhar. You may not be knowing, you may be interested to know. Mr. Chandrasekhar was my faculty when I was dean here. So he has been working since 90s, and still I think the college academy is not leaving him, or he is not leaving this institute. So his service is still there, and he is the most efficient officer. And when I was dean here, the faculty strength was very limited, 2 DCFs, 1 ACF and 2 rangers. And Mr. Chandrasekhar, he was one of the rangers. So with these people, we were running the show, and we really enjoyed the time. We had the feeling that we have done something to the cause of forestry here. So I exclusively thank Mr. Chandrasekhar for having contributed for the success of the program with the background support of Director TNFA and Director CASFAS. I thank you all once again for this opportunity. Thank you.
I would now like to invite our chief guest for the day, Shri Seva Singh Ji.
Very good morning to all of you, the officers, retired officers on the dais, and my dear training officers from CASFOS and my academy. So I'd like to take the feedback. My all officers trainings are: you are physically fit? Yes, sir. You are mentally alert? Yes, sir. You are spiritually high? Yes, sir. Very good. So I can see the energy. So I can see the Josh in you. So with these words, now I would like to say that you all, why you have assembled today to pay tribute to Thiru T. Jaydev, forest officer, who is a veteran forest officer. In his memory we have assembled, and my already colleagues has told about his achievements, why he was a great veteran forest officer, and I would like to touch upon on his important achievements and his brief history. So he is known as the evergreen forest chief of the Tamil Nadu Forest Department. He was the longest serving officer in the history of the Tamil Nadu Forest Department as the chief of the Tamil Nadu Forest Department. So he was born on 28th February 1921 in Pondicherry and brought up in this Coimbatore district. Mr. Jaydev did his BSc honors in chemistry in the Presidency College and served as a lecturer in Pachiyappa College. Then he was selected as a supervisor Forest Service of Madras State, then Madras State. He received preliminary training at Coimbatore North Division towards the end of 1943 and joined the Indian Forest College for 2-year professional training during April 1944. He was one of the brilliant officers of the Supervisor Forest Service of Madras State. Then from 1962 to 1970, he served as Chief Conservator of Forest and implemented successfully various plan schemes, as already my colleagues has been told you that he was very much involved in working plan exercise, then first Tiger project, and so on. So he is known for his contribution in the Tamil Nadu Forest Department for protection and production forestry. And under his leadership, even the wildlife wing of the Tamil Nadu Forest Department was strengthened. And he is also the first state wildlife officer in Madras state. During his tenure as Chief Conservator, initial recruitment to the Indian Forest Service happened with effect from 1/10/1966. He handled the process efficiently and he himself got inducted as initial recruit in IFS while serving as Chief Conservator Forest, Tamil Nadu Department. During 1970 to 1975, for a period of 5 years, he was on deputation to the state of Nagaland and contributed much to the forest and wildlife development in that state. He created a zoo at Kohima which became a great center of attraction to the residents of that town. On return from Nagaland back to Madras, he served for tenure as Chief Conservator Forest till his retirement in February 1979. He handed over the charge to Mr. R. Pasupati IS and got superannuated. He will be remembered for his professional competency and sterling qualities and performance ever in the Tamil Nadu Forest Department. He is being remembered now. In the history of Tamil Nadu Forest Department, he is a forest chief with 17 years standing, which is an all-time record in the Indian forestry. He was a chief of the Tamil Nadu Forest for continuously 17 years. So with these my brief remarks, I wish the Almighty for his contribution to the forestry sector which he did, and we want to convey all his achievements and his efforts which he put back some 100 years back, that our training officers should also take a lesson from that. With these remarks, thank you very much.
So we continue on to the events for today. It's a matter of great pleasure and pride, considerable pride, to introduce the first speaker for today, Dr. G. Christopher. Dr. Christopher is a senior scientist and the research coordinator at the Mahatma Gandhi University at Kottayam in Kerala. And he has had a very long association as a natural resource with the natural resource management sector. His PhD is from the Forest Research Institute, Deemed University at Dehradun, and on the subject of human wildlife interactions in the well known to us Agastyamalai region in the southern Western Ghats. Of course, that put in particular emphasis in Kerala. His MPhil was from the School of Social Sciences in the Bharathidasan University, and he has a master's in social work from the PG Department of Social Work at the Bishop Heber College, Bharathidasan University at Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. He has a wide range of experiences. He has been the manager of ecology and biodiversity at the very well known, and I'm sure will be well acquainted with you in your careers, Foundation for Ecological Security at the National Dairy Development Board campus in Anand in Gujarat. He had the responsibility for coordination of eco-restoration and biodiversity monitoring activities over there, and his work spanned the regions of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh as well as Karnataka. He was program executive at the Palmyra Workers Development Society. This is at Marthandam in the Kanyakumari district of Tamil Nadu. He was research coordinator at the Loyola College of Social Sciences. This again Trivandrum, Kerala. And he has held other responsibilities as program officers of Kerala Research Program on local level development at the center, very well known Center for Development Studies at Trivandrum. Without further ado, I hand it over to Dr. Christopher to address the gathering. Please. We'll continue with the function today, and have the pleasure and the privilege of felicitating the dignitaries on the dais. I will request Thiru Chidambaram sir, President of the Selvan Club, to kindly present the shawl to the Additional PCCF and Director, Tamil Nadu Forest Academy. Thank you, sir. Ganesh, to kindly come forward and present a shawl to the Dr. T. Christopher, speaker today. We have a special effort taken by the Selvan Club, and this of course has been encouraged and sponsored by the family of Thiru Jayadev sir. We have begun this venture of preparing an annual memoirs of the Selvan Club. I'll take a few minutes to explain what this venture was. We have members in the Selvan Club with a very rich diversity of experience, and this covers a whole range of fields. Of course, as primarily as bureaucrats, some of us specialized in law and how the legal statute is implemented during the course of work. There are others who have specialized in upcoming fields, still relatively new, but promising to be extremely important, like ecological restoration, for example, the removal of invasive species or the treatment of invasive species. There are others who have chose to just give reflective pieces on their career and their relationships with all their colleagues. So all of this formed a series of some 15 wonderful articles which we have put together and put in this publication called the Annual Memoirs of the Selvan Club. And today we would release this first volume in the august presence of all the those gathered here today, and I would request that this may kindly be released by the hands of no less than the Director, Tamil Nadu Forest Academy, Seva Singh. So please. Request the Principal Casfos to kindly also come. Also, like with great gratitude to present these to those of us, those amongst us here today who have either themselves been writers of the articles or have encouraged this entire function today to come to its fruition. I would like to present a copy to Sri Saman Singha. Followed by through G. Ganesan, followed by through Tangaraj, through Nazir, through Anguswamy, through Raghupati, and certainly not the least, but most encouraging, through Chandrasekhar. We will conclude the function by presenting a vote of thanks. I request Thiru Saman Singha to come forward.
Good afternoon to all, dear President, guests on the dais, and dear trainees. We have spent so much time in listening to these two lectures organized in memory of Sri Jayadev sir. And these are nothing but in a training institute, some of the reflections what people like me have gathered in 35 years of service in the forest department. They may be of some importance to you when you are starting your career. And many of you are already trained in some or other academic field, and forestry may be one addition. And whatever has been taught here, you have to forget those things when you are joining the job in the service. And at that time, you will start anew. As adult psychology says, unless you yourself is convinced, you are not going to accept anything. If Dr. Sekhar's 10 commandments, you listen, it enters here and goes out. So, please, these are just some of things what we saw, experienced in our life. That is just to keep it and you start your life. And things are changing so fast, and these will be definitely useful, and you will have gathering experiences, and after 35 years you will be at my stage to tell your experiences to your future generation. And my job here is to thank the President Sylvan Club first and the Secretary Sylvan Club, Dr. Datta. Both of them tirelessly spared so much time and energy in organizing this function today. Then Sri Seva Singh, Director of Forest Academy, who spared his time and provided all the facilities to conduct this function. All thanks are due to these gentlemen. Then Dr. Christopher gave you a broad outline of mountain ecosystems, everything. This is just one example of things what you are going to face in the life in future. So, just like mountains,
these look very beautiful from the distance. When you land up there, you see that you have to climb up and spend your energy. So, but this natural resources will provide you not only the job but also the pleasure and enjoyment. So, thanks to Dr. Christopher for providing such a beautiful lecture. Thanks are due to, of course, old Guru, Dr. Shekhar. He remains a Guru from the beginning and continues even after his retirement. He will not leave you so easily. So, thanks again for his 10 commandments. I thank the retired officers who have spared time to be with us today. Profuse thanks. I thank the Director Tirunavukkarasu of CASPAS and his colleagues in the college who spared time to be with us. Special thanks are due to Sri Chandrasekhar, who spared so much labor to make successful this function. I thank all the staff members of the Forest Academy to be with us. Special thanks are due to the trainee officers, because you people were bored like anything with these 2 speeches and all these things. So, thank you all again, young fellows. I must thank all the staff members of this academy who helped us in making this program a successful one, particularly the camera fellows and other people. Thank you again for sparing your valuable time with us. Thank you.